jump up against Felix Akpara. And the Badgers control the tip, and Chucky Hepburn will bring it up the floor. Two of the best point guards in the conference, Robbie, as far as taking care of the basketball and distributing the ball.
They're going to have to watch this guy right here. AJ Storr, his usage has been so high. They can get him the basketball in a number of ways. He can drive it right there, little cross-screen action, bring him into the post, and let Storr use his size. 17
points per game in the Badgers' ongoing 4-game win streak. He has been tremendous. The transfer from St. John's. Here's Battle. Jamison Battle gets that one to drop. Speaking of tremendous transfers, what an impact Battle's had.
And it's certainly a guy that jump shot there made an impact with his shooting for the Buckeyes, but nice little action, rubbing him off the screen and showing off the mid-range as well.
Hepburn working against Bruce Thornton. There's Tyler Wall, under 10 on the shot clock. Wall working inside against Mahaffey. Nice move by Tyler Wall.
Something to keep your eye on. Wisconsin's running that ball screen motion, moving that ball from side to side. Ohio State wants to keep it on the side with that ice, and there Tyler Wall getting to the middle and making something happen off the bounce.
That was a big concern when we were talking with Chris Holtman earlier today, how they were going to defend Wall, Crowell, and the rest of this Badger attack. And a turnover. Hepburn doesn't have help down there. He's going to do a little jump stop, find Storr, who will back it out.
I like this initial surge by Wisconsin. Take the temperature, nothing there, bring it back out and run your stuff.
And Wall, part of that stuff on the left block against Mahaffey, diving for the loose ball. Still scrambling for it, and a tie-up possession arrow is going to send it to the other end of the floor.
You look at their roster, it's filled with talented guys. And I think if they want to be the team that they think they can, every night you're going to have to get Bruce Thornton, Roddy Gale, and Jamison Battle at the high level. You know, that number, 7 of 34 at Indiana for Thornton and Gale, just not good enough. And how good has Thornton been for most of this year? He's had big games against A&M. He's done it against some of the best teams on their schedule. He gets to that mid-range, not missing.
Storr drive inside, misses that one from point-blank range. Mahaffey with the rebound. We talk about Thornton as he finds Battle in transition for 3. Thornton is as experienced a sophomore as there is in college basketball. This is his 51st consecutive start. So despite the fact that he has a sophomore label, he's seen a lot of basketball.
I think both these teams using last season as a bit of a springboard. You know, Wisconsin getting to the NIT Final Four and using that to kind of jumpstart them into this season. Now their depth so much better with some good freshmen. AJ Storr making a big impact. But Ohio State, that run to the semis in the Big Ten tournament. Now Ohio State getting back to a group that has NCAA tournament aspirations.
First foul on Mahaffey, inbound to Crowell, working against Akpara.
We'll see if he can move Akpara. He's moving a little bit gingerly in pregame warmups. And you could he's just not backing him down and moving him.
Well, he didn't seem real confident with the knee in the warmups.
That's a good way to put it. It didn't seem like he wanted to explode off that. You've got Felix Akpara, a very good defender, has been so active. Love the way he played at Indiana. The offensive glass, protecting the rim. You know, their defense is a different beast when he's out there.
The 3 won't go. Thornton was 0 for 7 from 3 in the loss at Indiana.
Wisconsin's pick and roll and dribble handoff defense is going to be really tested. Thornton, Gale, those guys are going to see a ton of pick and roll tonight.
Crowell turns down the 3. He's been good from back there. 12 of 18 on the year. Crowell inside, rejected by Akpara. Still 10 to shoot for Wisconsin. Hepburn will settle. Hepburn against Akpara. Has to back that one out. Shot clock at 1. Hepburn launching, and he grazes the rim.
I love the switching late clock there. Stevens not realizing where that shot clock was at.
4 straight empty trips for the Badgers on offense, and an empty trip for the Buckeyes will get Wisconsin on the run.
It's twice now that we've seen Roddy Gale just make a poor decision. It's led to a turnover both times.
Deep 3 for Storr, 5 straight empty trips. They've been stuck here for a moment. 7-4 lead for the Buckeyes. Thornton from the elbow. A little bit strong, nice back tap inside. Really good play by Mahaffey. Second chance won't go.
We have seen some sloppy play on both ends of the floor.
Wall with the screen. Here's Wall. rattles around.
That's where he's been incredibly effective this season. Nice little pass there by Chucky Hepburn. Hepburn dragging it out, brings two defenders with him, and then Tyler Wall driving the ball. You get him in space, he's going to make things happen off the bounce.
Thornton stopped by Hepburn, swatted away. Thornton able to secure it again. This will be a fun matchup to watch tonight as Thornton gets inside for two.
Just under control. You play against Chucky Hepburn, you've got to be careful with it because he's always ready to take it from you. But Bruce Thornton never panicking. He keeps Hepburn on his side. A little shot fake. And just a mature play from a guy that's been terrific for Ohio State all year long.
You could sell me, Robbie, on the fact that these are two of the most in-control point guards in the conference.
No, I think that's it. And look at their assist-to-turnover ratios. I think that tells part of that story. Look out.
Oh, my. Storr climbing the ladder for the two-hand flush.
Well, they got a ton on that weak side against Nebraska. With Ohio State not bringing the trap the way that the Cornhuskers do, but Crowell can really pass, and he set Storr up beautifully.
And Thornton making everybody forget the performance at Indiana. Already 6 points for Bruce Thornton.
Look at Wisconsin. They are getting Ohio State to take contested mid-range jumpers. That's Thornton making back-to-back from two.
And if he's hitting contested mid-range jumpers, it's going to be a long night for the opponents.
He makes them, man. Off the bounce. He's got the knack. For a lot of guys, it's not a good shot, but for Bruce Thornton, you will take his pull-up any day of the week.
Shot clock down to 6. Another good defensive series for Ohio State. Can they finish? Inside, Max Klesmit can't get it going against Battle.
Jamison Battle has been so much better this year.
Who checks in, and as Andy Katz reported at the top of the broadcast, they're going to see plays run for Nolan Winter.
So far in this game, it's been 2-on-2. You look at Thornton and Battle with 11, Storr and Wall with 8, and that's all the scoring we've had.
How about Zed Key on the nice feed to the rim from Roddy Gale?
Nice read there by Roddy Gale. The decision-making's been talked about so much over the last couple days, and they're a good decision hitting Zed Key, and Key, a guy that the Buckeyes really need to score. Got it going against Indiana. 2 games prior, only 7 points total.
And really, the first thing that jumps out when you see Zed Key is the body change.
No doubt. He's lost so much weight, almost to the point where you wonder in Big Ten play, does that affect him against some of these more physical centers?
Little bobble for Winter. Winter will drive it in, and the floater, as the shot clock goes off, drops.
It's pretty impressive from Nolan Winter. And at 6'11", he fumbles the pass, but to put it on the floor and have the touch off the bounce, he's got a lot of talent. A guy that was ranked around 150, but he can play it his size and has a nice little skill set.
10-6 on points in the paint, favoring Wisconsin. They'll go right back in there as Zed Key working against the freshman, and a foul on Winter.
That's just Zed Key doing his work early. He pushed that freshman right up the lane.
And remember, when you're watching a game, watch that clock.
This year than he had in 2 years at Minnesota. It's certainly something that Chris Holtman and his staff has challenged him on.
Here's an explosive freshman. John Blackwell inside. Defense collapses on him and knocks the ball out of bounds. It'll stay with Wisconsin.
Left his man and came over and cleaned it up.
Hepburn will try the 3 in the corner, and he'll hit. Chucky Hepburn under 30% from 3. That'll feel good for the junior.
He made 3 of them, though, against Nebraska. He'd really been struggling. We know he can make them. Here's Roddy Gale just turning down a ball screen. If you're Wisconsin, you got to send him to the pick and roll. That's where all your help is in the middle of the floor. You turn it down, and it's just a straight line drive for Gale to the rim.
Right, if you're Chris Holtman, you've got to be thrilled with the response from Gale and Thornton early in this game.
Especially with Gale having a couple tough decisions early. That's something that they've talked about so much.
Here's a Sejan. He'll try the 3 off the mark. He had a terrific game against Nebraska in their big win over the Huskers last time on the floor. Can't connect on that shot.
That can take this team to another level.
The big concern with Roddy Gale has been taking care of the basketball. 45 turnovers in the first 15 games of the year.
I think even tonight is a great example of how sometimes his decision-making hasn't been there, and then at times he makes really good decisions on the floor. He's very capable. He's going to be, I think, a guy that's an all-Big Ten type player. He's got so much ability. Ohio State going to have to get this up.
Thornton, 3. Got it up in time. Nice back tap by Zed Key.
Key has been outstanding on the offensive glass this year. That just steals that possession. Key with the back tap, And then Thornton getting to that spot once again. We've seen that multiple times tonight. He gets to his pull-up. It's money for Bruce Thornton. 8 already for Thornton.
He hit 4 of 17 shots at Indiana. He's 4 for 7 in the first half tonight.
How about this Wisconsin defense? Ohio State 66% from the field. Nebraska shot almost 50% from the field in their loss on Saturday.
Well, shot short and then out of bounds. Where's that one going to go? The other direction to Ohio State.
That's something that he hasn't scored it great over the last couple games, but he has been good on the offensive glass.
Hafey trying to go to work, and a foul is called on Tyler Wall.
But I do think that they can get guys off their bench playing at a higher level alongside high-ceiling guys like Roddy Gale.
Here's Thornton, foul line jumper, a little bit strong, and the rebound to Klesmit. 6-point deficit staring at the 15th-ranked Badgers on the road.
There's that ball screen motion. We'll see. Can the Buckeyes keep this to a side? That's what they want to do.
Storr, 4 points early for Storr, make it 6.
He is just so under control, much like Bruce Thornton on the other side. But AJ Storr reading that defense coming off. Ohio State a little bit to drop, and he just finds his spot and raises up.
They were excited about him transferring in from St. John. Safe to say he's maybe given them more early than they expected.
Well, I totally think that that's accurate. The rebounding, the defense, certainly still ways to go there. I think the shot selection aspect of it as well. But he's a big-time talent. There's no debating that.
Shot clock at 5. Thornton blocked off by Hepburn. Battle has to step back. Launches from deep and smashes it home.
Those count. Max Klesmit played pretty good defense right there, but Jamison Battle creating some legitimate space there with the step back.
Largest lead of the night. Crowell inside. Loose with the basketball, and it's taken away. Mahaffey on the run. Battle in transition. Launching again. That one's short. Didn't look like he was quite set.
That's one where even though I want him shooting every open shot, if you catch that outside of your body, that is so difficult.
Oh, so smooth to the rim, AJ Storr.
When you take a bad one and it's coming right back at you the other way, AJ Storr really putting pressure on that Buckeye defense and just showing off that ability at the rim.
Bonner and Leaner rebounded by Crowell. Badgers down 5, trying to gain a little momentum here.
The thing about AJ Storr is it doesn't look like he's moving necessarily fast, but he's getting wherever he wants to go.
Crowell's 3 dives on the back iron. Not a bad shot for Crowell. Wide open. He's only missed 7 all year.
I mean, he's shooting 66% from 3, so any open one he needs to take. He hasn't looked necessarily like himself, though, here. I think he is battling that knee a little bit.
Checking his footwork to see if he was inbounds. The ball caroms over Thornton now with 6 to shoot.
Chucky Hepburn is guarding out there.
Contested 3.
That's back-to-back shots for Wisconsin. You just got to tip your cap.
Largest lead of the night and a foul on Jamison Battle. For Battle, his first, second team foul.
William Buford.
Safe to say he's on one right now.
Yes, he's riding the wave. Look at how Bonner is just keeping McGee to that side. That's exactly what the Buckeyes want every time down.
5 to shoot. Storr exploding into the paint, the pivot, and the finish. Boy, he is just a special player.
But he was under control. You come to that jump stop, and now you've got options. If he just comes barreling down there, you got to go up against one of these Buckeye bigs. Instead, come to a jump stop, get to your turnaround jumper, and use your size.
Bonner back out to Key for 3. Zed Key a little bit strong. 2 for 5 now from behind the arc this year.
They've encouraged him to shoot those open ones. Made one in Indiana. That's a shot that he can make.
Winter back on the floor with Klesmit. Now Kamari McGee. Not much going towards the rim yet. Winter will launch from deep, and the rebound into the hands of Mahaffey.
Zed Key is just pushing Nolan Winter up that lane. State looking to throw it into their big fella.
Mahaffey, he was trying to get a foul call. Instead, it's tipped out of bounds.
He is going to do whatever it takes to be on a winning team and make the NCAA tournament for the first time in his career.
Oh, trying the lob, and Winter deflected it away. Now the 3 in the corner dies on the back iron, and Winter secures the rebound. Well, Winter has arrived in Columbus.
Figuratively and literally,
yes,
because it has been very cold in the Midwest here the last couple days.
Here's Wall looking baseline and a foul on Roddy Gale. And the Fox Sports app, our colleague Mike Hall will be on the call that game with Brian Butch. I might recommend that they head out right now to beat the weather.
That's just a play right there by AJ Storr where he gives the inbound pass just that look, that throw this thing up. That's nonverbal communication. You throw it up and let AJ Storr just go make a play.
15 to shoot, Keel handoff. Here's Gale on the hesitation, drive inside, and miscommunication there.
Tough spot.
Second turnover of the night for Gale, fourth Ohio State turnover. Badgers within 4. Klesmit challenged by Middleton and blocked by Middleton on the way to the rim.
That's why he's been on the floor, even as he's struggled with his jumper. The defense has kept him in games.
He's long, 6'6" freshman, and there's a 3 from Bruce Thornton. He's got 11 in the first half.
It's been Thornton and it's been Jamison Battle. Those two guys really carrying the load for the Buckeyes here in the first half.
That load's been carried to the tune of a 7-point advantage. Back out it goes. Winter for 3, and the answer from the big man, who's now 5 of 19 from behind the arc.
And just 23% from 3 coming in, but the stroke looks good. Has not shot the ball well, but that was a confident look. And Wisconsin certainly encouraging him to make plays with Steven Crowl banged up tonight.
And 5 off the bench for Winter tonight. Suffocating defense from Chucky Hepburn. What a matchup between Thornton and Hepburn tonight.
Just love the active hands of Chucky Hepburn. I think sometimes maybe he gambles a little too much for his head coach's liking, but he does make plays and has done so in clutch moments defensively.
Gale's 3 will die into the arms of Winter, who secures his second rebound.
I didn't like that possession for Ohio State. Very stagnant, and then Roddy Gale to get some movement. Wisconsin, one of those teams where if you don't move them, it can be incredibly tough to score on.
Wall spinning on Battle. Good finish by Tyler Wall.
He's as good as anybody in this league at getting to what he wants with that right hand. Whether it's a reverse layup, whether it's with the spin cycle he puts you in, with the fakes he can do, but he knows where his strengths are and he gets to it.
Gale with the skip into the corner. Middleton steps in for 2. And the rebound tipped up by Gale. It'll go out of bounds and stay with the Buckeyes. Timeout on the floor. 3:31 remaining in this first half. I tell that every night to our producer Bart Fox before you and I said, look, Robbie's a former player. You can't trust him.
You just cannot trust this guy.
Here's Mahaffey driving to the rim. Count the bucket and the foul.
He's got to keep working on that jumper, but that's where he can really affect games.
Can't convert on the 3-point play. Badgers will bring it up with John Blackwell. For Wisconsin, Storr is 6 of 8. The rest of the group 6 of 15 from the floor.
They've done their work in the paint. They really got Nebraska there. They're doing more of the same here in Columbus.
Storr rejected inside. Crowley will scoop it up, finds Storr once more. Hepburn the deep 3. Chucky a little short, long rebound to Hepburn. Storr wide open. And the 3 falls, and the Badgers within 1.
We've seen the Buckeyes get on the offensive glass, but now the Badgers doing a little bit of the same. AJ Storr has just been dynamite. Playing like a first-team All-Big Ten type player.
15 in the first half for AJ Storr. Floater short, Hepburn the rebound, and the Badgers looking for their first lead since it was 4-2. Storr again. Jump stop at the elbow. Little off balance there and battle the board. That's 6 rebounds already, Rob, for Jamison Battle.
He's committed to it. You know, he came here saying he wanted to work on some of his deficiencies, and he's lived up to that promise.
Gale looking baseline, bumped on his way down the baseline by Storr. First on Storr. Akpara Waiting for traffic to clear. Mahaffey inside finds a wide open battle. You can't leave him open. He's going to drain that one.
How about the playmaking, though, from Felix Akpara? You got to cut her off him. He makes a great pass. The defense collapse. And Jamison Battle locked and loaded from that wing.
If there was such a thing as a hockey assist in basketball, Akpara gets it. Looking for the answer, Blackwell provides it.
I love John Blackwell's game. He's just so steady. Shoots a high percentage from three. He gets on the offensive boards. He's a great cutter. Just an efficient piece off the bench that has loaded up this Wisconsin depth.
Well, check out the bottom of your screen. Neither team in the bonus. 4 fouls for Wisconsin, 3 for Ohio State. Fouls to give aplenty here before halftime, if you so choose. 5 to shoot for Gale. Driving inside, the dump to Mahaffey. Got to get the shot up quickly, and he's not going to. It's a shot clock violation. Hepburn will bring it up the floor. Not a surprise to see a low number of fouls and a low number of turnovers with these 2 point guards running the show. Quick 3 is up by Esijan, and it's good. And the Badgers with their first lead since it was 4-2.
You got to know that's coming. When you got Esijan setting up to set the back screen, most of the time Wisconsin's actually going to pin him in. Bruce Thornton falls asleep. 3-1. Ben Johnson's done a great job of putting that roster together. They sit in second. Northwestern back in second after their second place finish last year, so some surprises at the top early on.
Gale's 3 won't go. Rebound Crowell, and Wisconsin can hold for the final shot. And I think you could say the team that we're watching bring the ball up the floor right now may be one of the bigger surprises in the conference.
But they return a great core, and then all their new pieces have fit so well.
Yep.
And I think guys have embraced their role. Greg Gard has done a phenomenal job.
3 seconds, and like we said, fouls to give.
Well done. You certainly don't want to get something if they're going towards the rim. Right now, you could have taken it, but once he's turned, let him go.
And Hepburn's 3 won't go, and that'll take us to halftime. Andy, thank you. AJ Storr will inbound. The Badgers with the 2-point advantage as we start the second half. Wisconsin trying to stay unbeaten in the Big Ten Conference, while the Buckeyes trying to improve to 13-3 and match last year's regular season win total. Crowell from the foul line has his first 2 of the night.
Looked like they were trying to post Storr early, but then a little 2-man action. Max Klesmit dropping it off. Steven Crowell, you can see, just doesn't have maybe the lift that he normally does, but showing off the touch there with that right floater.
If you're joining us late, Steven Crowell knocking knees yesterday in practice with one of his teammates, was questionable before the game to play. He has played, but hasn't shown the same kind of mobility and lateral movement that we're used to seeing, as Gale is fouled by Storr. And Roddy Gale's going to work his way to the free throw line. We've seen this year what Roddy Gale can be, specifically that was
out. And the Big Ten tournament last year as well, where he just looked like a different guy than from what we'd seen.
Yeah, the Alabama game, he had 23 in that, arguably Ohio State's best win so far this year. 3-point game, Badgers with the lead. Crowell peering inside, and on a bounce finds Storr. The pull-up for Storr won't go. Crowell tips it out, keeps it alive.
That's where Tyler Wall has just feasted this year. Getting on the offensive glass, had 4 in the win against Nebraska, always around the rim and always crash into the boards.
Crowell, strong, and the rebound off Akpara. Thornton, the lob inside, and the flush by Akpara. One-point ball game. Wall on the post entry from Crowell. Turns and finishes with that left hand.
He has got the knack to score that thing down low. Much better on post-ups this year. Now that he's healthy, around the rim, that 2-point field goal percentage way up. And usually likes to go to that right hand, but the reverse pivot to get back to the left, pretty stuff. I really respect him sacrificing for the good of the team. He has been a scorer, at least last year he was. The year before, playing that role as a freshman point guard. But he's been a guy that's been willing to sacrifice his points. His assists are way up, turnovers way down. You know he's going to guard. He just runs the team. And you look at the depth that Wisconsin has, he's willing to just kind of spread the wealth.
Down 3 points per game on cue, he turns it over.
the Big Ten in assist to turnover ratio. That's an anomaly play for Chucky Hepburn.
Nope, it's what have you done for me lately, Robbie?
Instant gratification.
Exactly. Gale inside trying to lob it again to Akpara, who's able to get it, but it's taken away.
Wall.
Real good plays inside early for Wall, and now Wall going to work again. Crowell, they leave him. He'll shoot the three, and the rebound battle. Here's Gale, probing inside, and
he's going to go up and attack that rim. I think that should have been a shooting foul, honestly.
Oh, there's Chucky Hepburn with the steal and a foul on Thornton. First on Thornton. Keeps the possession for Wisconsin, enjoying a three-point lead. Klesmit around the Winter screen. He'll try the three. Goes strong into the arms of Gale it goes.
It's an area where he just has not been as good this year. Now 2 of his last 10 from 3, and that percentage is 39% last season, up around 30 this year. I think Zed Key needs a touchdown low. They just have not been able to get him to basketball. You got Bruce Thornton getting his mid-range. Take it every time for Chris Holtman.
Well, you talked about it earlier in this ball game. He's as good as there is in this league mid-range. There's Blackwell twice. The Big Ten freshman of the week already this year. 4 minutes gone in the second half. 8 on the shot clock. The bounce to Klesmit, and the elbow jumper is true for Klesmit, his first 2.
I think Evan Mahaffey guarding Carter Gilmore can be more aggressive there. As Gilmore's a screener, you got to get back to him rolling, but I just think that you can kind of be a rover because Gilmore really doesn't want to score, but does little things for Wisconsin.
Like there, where he blocked off Mahaffey from the basket. Now Gale, baseline jumper, can't get it to go. 1 for 5 from the floor.
It's just got a feel right now for Roddy Gale like there is a lid on that rim.
It has been a frustrating now 3 games offensively for Gale. Hepburn backing down Thornton. The turnaround baseline jumper is there. He's got 5.
He went right at Bruce Thornton. Loves that little turnaround jumper. Can use his size and created space in the post.
You
go right back at you, though.
Yeah, 12 points a game last year for Hepburn. He's given up some of that scoring this year.
His assists are a career high. He's certainly a guy that still impacts winning in a big way for the Badgers.
Nice drive and take by Mahaffey.
And that's what he's got to be. He's got to be a guy that can use the bounce to get around the rim. He can get to the offensive glass. I think he can be an effective cutter. He's going to guard. Big-time athlete.
Yeah, that athleticism is one of the things they loved about him when they got him in the transfer portal.
He played the 5 for Penn State a lot last year. Yep. Didn't get a ton of minutes, but when he did, that's really where they used him.
Benefit, you knew the league coming in. Didn't have to learn it. 4 to shoot. Gonna have to hurry. Hepburn has to launch the deep 3. And the air ball out of bounds. It'll belong 5 threes or more in 5 straight games. He's had the range. Quiet so far in this second half. Middleton working, muscles it up through contact, and that'll be a foul.
Well, Penn State is very capable in their guards.
And Middleton unable to connect on either free throw. Was 6 of 11 coming into the game tonight at the line.
I was thinking maybe he could build on that Indiana game offensively. Made some shots off the bounce. Been struggling with that jumper.
Was 4 for 4 in that game. Winter trying for his second made 3, and the rebound to Gale.
I just think Zed Key and Roddy Gale have got to get involved in this game offensively. You've got to find a way to get it in there. Nolan Winter, a freshman. Let Zed Key go to work.
Here he is now, posting. Now Gale to work. On a bounce to Battle. That was nice.
Really nice cut there. Good awareness by Jamison Battle. As that ball swings, he just cuts back door, and Ohio State finds their man.
1-point game, Battle with 16. Klesmit, Winter, right to left, and Winter hit the deck hard. I don't have any statistics to back that up, though. It's just a feel watching games.
Watching some games, it's kind of been rearing itself across many finishes that we've seen.
Zedke in the post, turn around with a left hook.
He's got to score that.
Yeah.
You got AJ Storr down there. I just want to see Zedke be aggressive and go towards the rim on that jump hook. He kind of faded away.
Badgers trying to build on that three-point lead. Crowd hampered by that left knee. You see the wrap on it. Working against Key. Trying to muscle Key out of the way and count the bucket. He'll go to the line for a chance at a three-point play. And that brings up the point you mentioned in the first half in relation to Zedke losing those 15 to 20 pounds in the offseason.
I mean, I'm thrilled that he has gotten himself into this type of shape. But I do wonder if you lose that type of weight and you're asked to play the most physical position in the most physical league, that could be an issue.
First Wisconsin free throw attempt of the game as Gale tries to carve into the 6-point deficit. We've got a whistle and a foul.
The way that he just kind of steals a possession here.
Can they cash in with Battle? Working against Hepburn. Looking baseline. Drops it home.
I love it. He's got the matchup. Face him up. Use your size. That's just a mature take from Jamison Battle with a smaller defender and Chucky Hepburn trying to check him.
18 for Battle. Inside. Knocked out of the hands of Blackwell. And a timeout on the floor. In 5 straight games, he needs one more three to make it so.
5 threes in a game. There's a lot of good shooters that never make 5 threes in a game in their college career. You're going to be on the floor a lot to be able to shoot that much, but
let alone in 5 straight games.
No, that would be an incredible accomplishment for Jamison Battle. He's got to get some up here.
Yeah, exactly.
Taking a 3 in the second half.
Hepburn will try for a 3. Dies on the back iron. There's Akpara on the glass again.
You look at this second half, the Wisconsin supporting cast has stepped up around AJ Storr, but for Ohio State, you're looking at Akpara, Roddy Gale, Scotty Middleton. These guys have got to give the Buckeyes something here. It can't just be all Thornton and Battle.
Battle says it can just be me, but he misses that jumper. The rebound for Wall. Just the second miss of the night for Jamison Battle. Here's Wall to Crowell. Back it goes to Wall. 10 on the shot clock. Klesmit, the open man. The 3 pinballs out to Akpara.
He got a good look. Ohio State defense collapsing in with Wall and Crowell down there, and left Max Klesmit all by himself.
Thornton will try from deep.
I just don't like the shot. Akpara saves the possession with the offensive glass.
And the 3-point play is converted. We've got a 1-point game in Columbus coming up on 10.5 to play. Storr the deep 3. Crowell cleaning it up. Blocked by Akpara and chased down by Thornton. Buckeyes looking for the lead. Tipped into the backcourt. Now Gale.
Good recovery there by Wisconsin. I like the first gamble by Hepburn, but he got burned right there. Who pays it off is Scotty Middleton. Badgers, I think they'd be wise to get back in that painted area and look for something, whether it's a drive or a post-up, to get something easy at the rim.
There's Wall posting up against Battle. Double team comes from Akpara. Back it goes. Wall reposting. Spinning baseline. Akpara changed that shot inside. And it's shown up in the block stats this year. Second in the league in block shots per game.
He's just not getting knocked back.
Thornton, oh, nice fake. Everything but the bucket. Rebound tipped around, scooped up on the knees for a Sejan.
Oh, Wisconsin fortunate. They just ran away from the ball, and Bruce Thornton at 5 feet.
Right out on top of a Sejan. They saw him hit that 3 earlier and not letting him breathe now. Wall to skip to Hepburn. 5 to shoot. Crowell gonna have to go to work. He does so to Klesmit. Really good offense from Wisconsin. And the foul on Middleton, his second. Wisconsin came into today 16th in the net rankings. This would be a big resume lift.
That's where they lost some tough neutral and road games.
But the game's tied at 50. Been able to get to the line as Gale goes inside, wriggles around the wall, and gives the Buckeyes the lead.
A great screen by Felix Okpara. He picked off Connor Esigian, and Ronnie Gale gets all that space to work with, gets right to the basket with that left hand.
Klesmit again, out of control to the rim, but he gets a little help with the contact and the foul. Then Klesmit to the line. One more. 5 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists tonight for Klesmit. Really good at the line this year. 88% shooter.
He really guards. He's had some guys make some super tough shots. He's been right in their grill. Battle tonight, Tominaga the other night. But he is always where he needs to be.
There's Gale. Can he get it going late?
This matchup is not going to be great for the Badgers, but that helped defense save the day there.
Gale just 2 for 8 tonight from the floor. Badgers haven't hit a bucket now in 4:25. Can they get one on this end of the floor after that defensive stop? Klesmit gets it back from Wall. The wrap around to Crowell down low, and the lid's still on the rim. Here's Gale from the elbow. Little strong. Esigian with the rebound.
I just think Wisconsin is living dangerously with Connor Esigian guarding Ronnie Gale.
He's had a couple of really good looks, just hasn't been able to connect. Wall now extended on that right block against Beth. Here comes the double from Okpara. Esigian got an open look. The 3 won't go, and Crowell trying to tip it out, instead tips it to Gale. Timeout. Buckeyes needed a breather.
This box score, and it's just Battle and Thornton with 31 of their 52 points. Somebody else has got to come alongside those two if they're going to win this game and help them make some plays down the stretch.
Thornton going to work inside. Here's Okpara. Middleton picked up by Winter on the switch, trying to take him off the dribble. The pull-up jumper from Middleton is good.
That's what you're going to need, a third scorer to emerge. Scotty Middleton showed that mid-range touch at Indiana, and there it is once again here in Columbus.
Well, he was a big-time recruit for Chris Holtman's team. Not a surprise to see his game starting to round into shape, and that's a travel. 5th Badger turnover, 7 tonight for the Buckeyes. Thornton around the Okpara screen, the lob to the big man. Tough to catch against Winter, but a nice finish by Felix Okpara.
When Thornton threw it, I didn't necessarily think that it was there. Wisconsin loves to guard those middle pick and rolls with just 2. Nolan Winter doing a pretty nice job, but Okpara with a heck of a catch and then an even better gather.
Crowell at the scorer's table, waiting to check back in for the freshman. Spin for Wall. Got Okpara in the air, and he will go to the line for a pair.
He's been making these too.
He has.
There's some serious arc.
2 for 2 there, and for the 5th straight game, Tyler Wall's in double figures. He's got 10. 2-point ball game. 5 minutes, 40 seconds to play. Thornton at the elbow. Crowell closed late. Middleton trying to save it, but it ends up with Storr. Now Wisconsin looking for their first field goal in over 7 minutes.
Good job by Ohio State seeing that Thornton was in there on Crowell. Jamison Battle just kind of passed him out, but now you got Wall with the matchup inside.
And Klesmit breaks the field goal drought and gives the Badgers the lead.
It's a play where Scotty Middleton saves that basketball, and because of that, Ohio State was never right matchup-wise. Give Wisconsin credit for exploiting it. They throw it inside and then kick it right out.
They went 7-11 without a bucket, but they got the open look at 7-11 and take the 1-point advantage. Trying to answer. Klesmit has it swat out of his hands, and it's going to be long. Gale. Here's Battle. In the paint, the pivot, and everything, but he couldn't get gravity to work. Trying to pull it through, instead it drops off the edge. 1-point game. Hepburn to Storr. Shot clock down to 10. Storr to work. Elbow jumper. Rolls off. Crowell trying to get the rebound, but Thornton there to clean it up. Buckeyes down 1 at home. Gale, wide open 3.
Well, why didn't he shoot it right away? Unless he mishandled that, that's got to be Roddy Gale ready to shoot, letting it go as soon as that ball's in his hands.
That was not a confident shot.
It was not.
Klesmit with some confidence to the rim.
He's made some plays here in the second half, whether that's as a passer or as a driver, where he's made things happen. A little bit of a secondary break action, and Max Klesmit just getting right to the basket.
11 now for Klesmit, all in the second half. 7-0 Badger run. Here's Battle from the logo. Too strong.
Ohio State has gone ice cold here. We've seen them have some late game struggles this season, and it's been the case over these last couple of minutes too.
Storr jumps it in the corner. Klesmit again. If you had Max Klesmit carrying the Badgers late, congratulations. A 6-point lead thanks to number 11, and the Badger junior getting it done late for Wisconsin.
To make those kind of shots, to take those shots, to defend the better players. We see him on Battle. He's healthier, and I will say this, he does an unbelievable job of being focused and meditating before the game in public with all the sounds. Just like J.J. McCarthy of Michigan, the quarterback does it in front of the pylon there. Max Klesmit sits on the bench pregame in front of the band, meditates, gets focused for the game, and you see its effect, how focused he is on the court.
Well, no doubt about that, as Klesmit will swing it around to AJ Storr. 8 on the shot clock and a foul on Roddy Gale.
One of those guys that's, I am the lockdown defender on this team, scoring, I'll shoot when I'm open, but tonight, it's been a totally different deal where he has made plays in this second half.
Don't forget the big-time scorer when he was at Wofford, 15 points per game in his sophomore year.
The Marquette killer.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Klesmit, 4 to shoot. Gonna have to get it going again. Contested jumper, but it's all falling right now for Klesmit.
Just playing with so much confidence. It's amazing. You can be a guy that 6 games in a row, 7 games in a row, the offense isn't happening, but once you see a couple go through the rim, it is a different animal guarding somebody. He's got his head up now, and he is stroking it.
10 straight points for Max Klesmit for the Badgers, propelling them to the 6-point advantage, and a foul on Chucky Hepburn for Bruce Thornton. And he cannot connect, and the rebound tipped out of bounds, and it's going to stay with the Buckeyes. And it's coincided with Wisconsin getting their offense going on a 12-2 run. Gale drives inside, blocked out of bounds. Here's Gale off the inbound from Thornton. Gale to work again. Driving right side of the lane. Muscled that one up and through.
And that's tough because Stephen Crowell really has switched onto him there in that drop, and he's got to find a way to go over the top of 7 foot and get that thing to go.
These are 2 good basketball teams battling late here in Columbus. Who will close it out? Hepburn. Peek on the baseline all the way in, and the reverse drops for Chucky Hepburn. He's got 7.
But the hesitation just freezes Scotty Middleton, and he's physical with it, and then it's the burst to the basket. That's your point guard making a play in winning time.
Akpara with the screen, and the foul going on Chucky. Front end opportunity, and another one missed. That's back-to-back front ends that Thornton has missed. Oh, and another opportunity slipping away for the Buckeyes.
I mean, he's 83% from the line on the year. That is so uncharacteristic of a guy that is really this team's leader.
It's a potential 4 points lost on that front end missed.
Aggressive.
Yep.
You know, you can't have this type of impact if you're just hanging on the 3-point line. He's put the ball on the floor. He's made passes for his teammates. He's made shots from 3, of course, but I love his mentality. You know you're always going to get a great defensive effort from Max Klesmit. But tonight, his assertiveness offensively has been so impressive.
Second best offensive game of the year, other than that Marquette game. He's now got 18. Late for Ohio State. Middleton. He'll step back for the three. Way
He should have just driven that. I don't think that's the shot that you're looking for if you're Chris Holtman.
The Hayfield substitute. 8-point lead. The Badgers, we talked about it right at the top of the broadcast. A real test tonight for Wisconsin.
Yeah. With some of the results that we've seen around the league. Give credit
around
to
the nation.
Yeah, really around the country, but give credit to Wisconsin. They came in here, they took a legit punch from Ohio State, who's got NCAA tournament ambitions themselves, and Wisconsin, I mean, what a cushion that they have built for themselves. The only undefeated team left in Big Ten conference play. But a team win. You know, it was a lot of AJ Storr in the first half, but I thought the supporting cast here in the second really carried this Wisconsin offense and are going to carry them to this victory here.
And to overcome a not 100% healthy Stephen Crowell tonight. Wall, front end is good.
Well, that arc is something.
It is indeed.
Steph Curry does it. Maximize that angle.
He's 3 for 3 tonight at the
whatever
line.
works. I mean, it's been working for him the last couple games.
Second one, the first miss of the night. Ohio State down 9. Only 16 seconds to go in a takeaway. Storr to the other end, and the exclamation point. And the Badgers are going to run out of here with a huge road win in conference play.
How powerful was that AJ Storr dunk? That basket is still kind of shaking. Chucky Hepburn is always one of those guys that he can take your rock at any time.
And AJ Storr will leave with 17 tonight and that emphatic cherry on top. Buckeyes are going to fall short in this one as Gale in the paint, a little strong. And tipped out of bounds. It'll belong to the Buckeyes. And that's going to run this one out. Great guard and Chris Holtman, a little conversation at the end of this one.